The film opens in the majestic heart of the Inca Empire in a golden city called Petite. It's a place of pride and power, and it's home to an elite group of runners known as the Chasqui. These guys are no ordinary messengers. They're chosen from the fastest, strongest men in the entire empire, and they're trusted with delivering messages across mountains, valleys, and forests. Becoming a Chasqui is a huge honor, but here's the catch. Only men are allowed. Among the best of the Chasquis is a man named Kusi, and today he's racing home on foot, full of joy. He's about to become a dad. He's hoping, almost certain, that his child will be a son, someone who can follow in his footsteps and carry the proud Chasqui legacy. But when he gets home, Kusi learns that his newborn is a girl. But there's no hiding the slight disappointment on his face. A wise village shaman quietly reminds him that daughters are blessings too, and maybe one day he'll get that son. He names her Kara. Time passes and little Kara grows into a smart, energetic young girl, quick on her feet and full of curiosity. One day, while out in the village, she meets a boy struggling to control a stubborn llama. It's a hilarious scene. The llama's not listening at all. The boy introduces himself as Palu and, almost as a side note, mentions that he's the son of the Inca Emperor. Kara proudly tells him she's Kusi's daughter. He immediately recognizes her father's name. After all, Chasquis are legendary. Suddenly, the llama charges at them, and the two kids scramble to safety, laughing as they climb into a tree. Sitting there, they talk and share stories. Kara tells Palu her dream. She wants to be a Chasqui. But Palu gently reminds her of the rules. Only boys can be Chasquis. Later that day, they spot QC heading out on a messenger run. Curious, the kids sneak after him. When QC realizes they're tailing him, he turns it into a game, challenging them to catch up. The kids run as fast as they can. Kara is clearly the fastest, but she slows herself down on purpose. She doesn't want to outshine the boys, especially not Paulu. They eventually reach the Grand Palace in Petite. Paulu is welcomed home with open arms, but when Kara tries to enter, she's stopped. The one who turns her away is Vila Oma, a stern advisor to the emperor. He's cold and sharp, reminding her that girls aren't allowed inside, not even Chasqui daughters. That evening, Kusi has a heart-to-heart with Kayara. He gently explains the rules, how things work, and how she should try to accept them. They also talk about her late mother, someone they both miss deeply. There's warmth in their conversation, but also sadness. That night, QC shows Kara how to read the stars. He explains that the Chasquis use the constellations to find their way through the Empire's vast and rugged lands. But when Kara looks up, she struggles. She can't see the animals or patterns he talks about. Not yet. The next day, something tugs at Kara's heart. She sees a poor rabbit being treated cruelly in a competition. Without thinking twice, she rushes in, frees the rabbit, and escapes into the mountains with it. She names him Wary, and the two quickly bond. They play and rest under the sky, and later that night, something magical happens. Kara finally sees the star animals her father spoke of. It's a powerful moment. She's starting to understand the world around her in a new way. Excited, she rushes home the next morning to share her discovery with QZ. But instead of joy, she's met with heartbreaking news. The emperor has died. The empire is in mourning, and Palu is about to become the new ruler. Kara wants to visit him to offer support as a friend. But Kusi warns her, things have changed. Palu's life is different now. He has heavy responsibilities, but before he can stop her, she's already running off to the palace. In Paititi, young Emperor Palu is being crowned. He makes a heartfelt promise to his people to carry on his father's legacy and keep peace across the land. The royal court is buzzing as villagers send gifts to the new emperor. But one gift stands out, poisonous toads offered as weapons. There are also whispers of a strange new threat, metal men from across the sea, riding giant four-legged beasts. Some take the warning seriously, but Vila Oma brushes it off as nonsense. Back outside the palace, Kara tries to get inside, sees her from a distance and asks about her, but Vila Oma is quick to shut the conversation down. However, Paula does mention that the Chasqui trials are coming up, a rare event where new messengers are selected. Listens closely, this might be her only shot. Later, Paula sneaks away and meets with Kara in private. They reconnect for a moment, remembering the old days. Kara boldly asks if she can compete in the trials. Paula, clearly wanting to help, says he just can't. The rules are too strict, and he's still earning the people's trust. He asks her to wait, to be patient. But Kyra's dream won't wait. Then she notices a ceremonial mask worn by Palu, and a bold idea sparks in her mind. That night, as she thinks it over, Kayara stumbles upon a boy named Tunub. He's full of swagger, boasting that he'll win the Chosky trials and become the best. Kayara helps him escape from something, but quickly realizes he's loud, cocky, and totally sure of himself. Later, secretly and with determination in her heart, steals Paula's mask. She's going to disguise herself as a boy and enter the trials. The next day, the race begins. Kayara, hidden behind the mask and dressed like the other boys, blends in. Paula steps forward to address the crowd, explaining the importance of the Choskys. The Empire depends on their courage and strength. The trial is brutal. Each runner has to carry a wooden totem, run to a faraway shaman, exchange it for a golden one, and then return. The first 3 finishers will become the new Choskys. The race kicks off. Tunab tries to mess with Kayara, tripping her up and playing dirty. But she's smart, she doesn't take the bait. She studies the terrain, paces herself, and keeps going strong. As they reach the mountains, Tunab gets ahead and waits for her. When Kayara catches up, he ruthlessly pushes her off the path. She tumbles into a mysterious cave and loses consciousness. Later, she wakes up, bruised and sore. Wary is missing, and she feels lost. But soon, Wary appears again, and her spirit is renewed. Inside the cave, she senses something powerful. A strange force surrounds her. It's the spirit of the mountain known as Apu. Apu reveals a secret shortcut, and suddenly, Kayara is filled with strength and purpose. She follows the hidden path, and while others sleep or rest, she surges ahead. She finally reaches the distant village. The old shaman smiles as if he knew she'd come. He hands her the golden totem, wishing her luck as she turns to make the long run back home. Back in city of Paititi, Emperor Palu was growing anxious. The runners had been gone too long. Villa Oma tried to reassure him the route was tough and the winners should be arriving any moment. As Palu waited with Villa Oma by his side, the crowd suddenly stirred. Someone was sprinting toward the finish line with incredible speed. So fast it looked like a blur. The people gasped in disbelief. This runner wasn't just fast, they had just shattered the record. Excited, Palu stepped forward, eager to meet the winner. He reached out to congratulate the masked figure, but Villa Oma narrowed his eyes. Suspicious, he stepped closer and without warning, yanked off the runner's mask, revealing Kayara. The entire crowd froze in shock. Villa Oma didn't waste a second. He twisted the story, calling Kayara a fraud who had broken sacred rules. He declared her disqualified even before Palu could say a word. Later that evening, Kayara was locked away in a quiet room. She sat alone, uncertain of what would happen next. That's when Palu came to see her, slipping in quietly. He told her he wished she had waited, just like he'd asked. But even then, he promised her that he'd do everything he could to help her. Kayara tried to stay hopeful, but something wasn't right. Palu looked pale and tired. She asked if he was okay, and he tried to brush it off. Then suddenly, he collapsed right in front of her. Panic set in. Villa Oma rushed in, saw Palu lying unconscious, and immediately pointed the blame at Kayara. With no time to waste and no one willing to listen, Kayara acted fast. She grabbed a kipu, a string used for not-code messages, and tied a secret message onto Wary. The brave little rabbit darted off to find the one person who could help. Soon, Wary reached the wise village shaman. When the shaman read the knots, he immediately grew concerned and hurried to the palace. Once there, he was shocked to see how sick Palu had become, and even more disturbed that Villa Oma hadn't informed him sooner. After examining the young emperor, the shaman announced that the only cure was a rare seed called lupan, found deep in the Amazon jungle, in the land of the Piru tribe. Villa Oma wanted to send a trained male Chasky, but Palu, still conscious, insisted. Kayara was the fastest. He trusted her. Reluctantly, Villa Oma agreed. Kayara was freed and given the most critical mission of her life. She took off immediately, running through forests and into the wild jungle. But not long after, she was captured by members of the Piru tribe. They didn't trust outsiders, especially strangers asking for their sacred medicine. Things looked bleak until they learned something amazing. Kayara had seen the mountain spirit Apu that made her special. The tribe released her and led her to the tall tree where the lupine seeds grew. It was no easy place to reach, but with Wary's help she managed to climb and collect the seeds. Before she left, the tribe's elder gave her a magical necklace, a gift from the mountains to protect those chosen by Apu. Back in Paititi, Villa Oma had taken temporary control. Kusi arrived at the palace, worried sick about his daughter. Villaoma calmly told him Kara had gone to collect medicine but didn't say much more. Meanwhile, Polu's condition was worsening. Weak and fading, he whispered Kara's name. Villaoma told him she had failed and never returned. But just then, Kara came bursting through the gates, running at full speed. She had made it back. She handed the lupine seeds to the shaman, who quickly prepared the cure and gave it to Palu. Slowly but surely, Palu began to recover. The next morning, a public ceremony was held. A healthy Palu stood tall and addressed the people. He thanked Kara for saving his life and praised her as the bravest and fastest in all of Inca land. Then he made history. He announced that Kara would become the first ever female Chosky. He handed her a real message to deliver, and she accepted with honor. She made a promise. She would never give up and would become the greatest Chosky the Empire had ever seen. From that day on, Kara ran across the land, carrying messages far and wide. People cheered her everywhere she went. Many women admired her for breaking barriers, but not everyone was happy. Some men felt uneasy, seeing her in a role they believed only belonged to them. Then Kara started noticing something strange. Entire villages were being emptied, people were leaving their farms and heading to work in gold mines. As she ran more and more routes, she began hearing quiet complaints. The Empire was demanding more gold. One tribe, desperate to be heard, asked her to deliver a message straight to the Emperor. On her way back, Kara noticed carts filled with gold being sent away. Feeling uneasy, she peeked inside one of the messages. What she read shocked her. It was a fake command from Palu demanding gold, but she knew Palu never sent such a message. That night, full of worry, Kara stared up at the stars. Her necklace glowed softly. She felt a sign from Apu. It was time to go to the sea, so she ran toward the coast, reaching the beach for the first time in her life. There she saw something terrible. Strange foreign men were loading gold onto huge ships. Kara turned to run back and warn Palu, but it was too late. She was caught. To her horror, she discovered that Villaoma was behind it all. He was working with the invaders, betraying his own people. Things got worse. She was taken aboard one of the ships where she found her father, QC, already captured. He had followed the same trail and ended up there too. Tired and weak, Kusi had lost all hope. But once again, little Wary came to the rescue. He snuck in and helped them break free. As they escaped, Kara and Kusi realized the full plan. The invaders would leave Villaoma in charge as a puppet ruler while they looted the Empire. While trying to flee, Kara and Kusi got separated. Kara saw her father's board floating on the water and feared the worst. Villaoma caught up and mocked her, saying he'd use Kusi as a sacrifice once he took the throne. But out at sea, something incredible happened. A giant whale rose from the deep and saved Kusi, carrying him away to safety, unnoticed by the enemy. At sunrise, Villaoma prepared to hand over the empire to the invaders. But just as the ceremony began, escaped and raced toward the crowd. Villaoma chased her, but surprise, Kusi returned, bringing the people of Patiti with him. A final battle erupted. Palu showed up too, leading the charge. His secret weapon, a squad of battle-trained llamas. The people cheered as they turned the tide of battle. Meanwhile, the foreign leader charged at Kayara, blaming her for ruining everything. He struck her down and she collapsed on the sand. Palu rushed to help her, but then Apu's spirit returned. A magical light filled Kayara and she rose with strength like never before. She defeated the invader and the rest of the enemy forces fled in panic. Villaoma tried to run too, but Kara blocked his path. Wary leapt in with a flying peck to the head, knocking him down. The crowd cheered. Justice was done. As the sun rose over the empire, the people celebrated. Kara hadn't just saved them. She had changed the future. A future where anyone could be brave. Thanks for watching this incredible tale of bravery, tradition, and change. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more epic animated adventures.